in the South Florida, the bottom of the clip of the gunshine state. One of them boys still boating in that way. Big plate, get it for the 18 if you straight. Get cake and stop hating, it's the motto of the state. A lot of fakes, but it's still real around here. That foreign talk, that can get you killed down here. Niggas better learn the lingo, cause they'll be looking for you in that water finding Nemo. See, Palm Beach County be the craziest. Them Broward County niggas be the craziest. And them Dade County niggas be the wildest. Shout out to Belle Glaze and my niggas at Fort Myers. Salute to all my Florida boys out here on the grind. When niggas out here getting dough with that snow and the sunshine. Ducking nine, waiting at the port to bring in that order. Cause niggas like depend on what come across that water. Welcome to South. I was born in the South, raised in the South. A Dade County nigga that was made in the South.
What's going on, man? What's up? What's up? What's up? I know, man, we ain't changing it. What's going on, man? I think get back to practice. Well, I think the players on spring break, ain't they?
Yeah.
I think they're on spring break. But yo, man, y'all come on in here, hit the like button, man, hit share, man. We should have some people joining us soon. You know how we do it. A few people should be popping in. I'm getting here to talk about what's a lot going on. Not a lot going on. Well, football done started back, so there's a lot going on. You can always say there's a lot going on. Spring football done started back, but we're seeing things that we haven't really seen in the future. Like we seen Cam Ward this weekend out with Shador buying chains. Looking at chains on a yacht, working out. You know what I'm saying? And we got to see the interaction with him and some of his peers. You know what I'm saying? And it was interesting to me. You know what I'm saying, Matty? You got a chance to watch all the videos?
Yeah, I did. Shout out to Well Off Media for documenting that. Shout out to everybody in the chat, first of all. Appreciate y'all being here. Yeah, I got a chance to watch the video. Some good content, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good seeing that banter between the two of them.
What's your take on what you saw?
For one, I'm encouraged to see a quarterback who is not only building a rapport and relationship with his current teammates, but other guys that are not necessarily a part of our school. Coming and get work too. I'm a big component in you know, you never reach the mountaintop. So if there's an opportunity for you to go out and get better, get some work in, and why not? I don't know about the Virginia Tech guy, with at least another guy who could possibly be in the running for a Heisman this year as well. So I'm not mad at it. You muted, Street.
Oh no, you say mad at it. No, I thought it was interesting because they're showing a side of football that we don't often get to see. And they kind of let us behind the curtain into college football, and you see a lot of Shador. You get a lot of Shador, and sometimes people are like, man, with Colorado only show Shador. Well, it's his brother that's doing it. It's not Deion running around with a camera. It ain't the University of Colorado. It's his brother that's running around with a camera and putting his brothers on a platform and giving them a platform to keep getting his money, keep building their brand. And this is what I've been begging kids to do for the longest. Like, use the people around you, your resources, where you're watching it, right? So he shows up at Miami. Now Miami benefits from it, or at least the fans. We get to see Cam Ward. We get to see Cam Ward because they obviously are friends from Texas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we get to see Cam Ward in a way we haven't got to see him yet. And he seemed kind of alpha to them. He seemed kind of like the big brother in the room. I'll let y'all listen to this part right here, man, for the people who haven't seen it, man. but he seemed kind of alpha to them, especially when it comes to the skills of football, like the passing, the techniques, and he seemed to be ahead of them, right? Like he was kind of teaching moments. But they're in the IPF, right? They're Miami Indoor, and at the end, if you didn't watch it all the way, at the end they get kicked out. They say
Yeah.
somebody said we can't film at the
Yeah,
end.
the trainer that's with him.
Huh?
The trainer's that's with him. I think his handle is his organization is called Supreme QBs or
Yeah.
something with an S. Yeah, they give him a call and tell him like, hey, y'all can't be up in there. I would assume that Cam would have prior to coordinated something like that, like, hey, I'm gonna have some guys out here working out. And maybe it's the dynamics of, you know, an outside entity, a coach. I don't think the issue is with Shador and Kyron Drones. I think the issue is with the outside coach running them through drills in a Miami practice facility. So
Right. I could see how Cam Ward, I mean, probably got paid a bunch of money, feel like, hey man, I got the keys to the motherfucking campus. Y'all want to come on in, y'all turn. He probably flipping on lights and shit, you know.
grabbing the footballs up the back.
It's about. But yeah, somebody said he's older. He's older than them. Not much though. What? Like maybe a year.
Year 2. I think he's a redshirt junior, so he might have a year of college over.
Yeah.
Shador, who's a true junior.
But I don't know, man. Really, really cool. If you didn't watch all of them, then they went to the beach. They was on the beach. People treating Shador like a celebrity. But like I said, it's just
he is a celebrity.
He is a celebrity, huh? 1.4 million followers just on Instagram. I guess he is a celebrity. But dog, he's so he's so, I don't want to say down to earth. That's so taboo. But if you watch his interaction with the people, he interacted with them like kind of like, I don't know, like a kid. Like, yeah, not like somebody who seems to be on top of the world at this point, or close to being, or buying $70,000 chains and allegedly buying daddy a mansion and has every NIL deal you can think of.
Let me ask you this. Okay, finish your point.
But when it comes to Cam Ward, I think we totally got reverse of what we had last year. I think we got a damn leader, like a leader that the guys behind him are going to learn from. I think he's vocal. I think he shows. I think he has the swag. I think he's a veteran and he's confident. And I think that's kind of opposite of what we had in the guy that last year that showed us some promise throughout his career and then found a way to tank. Speaking of tanking, and we'll get to that. We'll get to that okay. Italian mob. Italian mob. Speaking of tanking,
I hold on to that. Let me switch gears real quick.
Let me let them hear this first, and then you can switch. You finna change the subject?
No. It's about this. Go ahead.
Okay. Go ahead, and I'll let him hear. I hear him here last.
No, I was gonna ask you about Sean. Shout out to Sean Rounds, man, one of the OG villains.
Okay. What about?
Do you think Miami's missing an opportunity from a marketing standpoint? Granted, it's only week 1 of spring, right? We don't know what he's capable of or what he's gonna do, but do you think that Miami's missing a mark? How Sean is putting it by not being the ones that handle this outside of well-off media. Like, do you think Miami should have got a hold of this and been running this and out in front of this before?
I think Miami's going to miss a lot of those marks. 2 years ago, we went and sat down with Mario Cristobal and tried to become like an arm that did things like this for Miami. Mm-hmm. And his main thing was he didn't want anybody with access to the program. He just don't trust people. He's not trustworthy. He didn't want anybody. So they handle everything like I don't know, man. Sometimes like an old folks home, they kind of move kind of slow on things. They don't. I would think that I do think, Sean. So to answer your question, I do think they mix the mark on these things a lot, a lot. But I think Mario is just that type of guy that's going to miss the marketing and the media mark. It's just not something not something he craves about. It's not something he's really big on, which is hard to believe because he came from Oregon, who was one of the best marketed schools in the country. But yeah, Sean, to answer your question, I think so. I think instead of putting the hype out there of their quarterback, which they haven't done yet, you ask me, instead of doing that, I think it's almost like they kind of take this approach of he got to prove it on the field or some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I thought you were gonna say very close knit, like close to the vest, don't put out much. Even with the way they're handling the spring game, if they do follow through with the proposed plan, where it's going to be a booster related thing, I think it's taking that hard stance. I think it's become one of those things. But then even looking back at like Bo Nix, did Bo Nix do that? Did they do that for him at Oregon? You know what I'm saying?
I think Oregon marketing is so smooth. Like they're so clean with the stuff that they put out, bro. Like it never looks like.
Yeah, it's because your main investor is a billionaire who owns one of the biggest sports brands in the world. Like, so naturally, like they got years of practice doing this.
I mean, but it doesn't take much. It takes a guy with a camera that's good at it.
Theory,
like Twan, they can hire Twan. Like it just takes a guy that's good with a camera to create those images. It doesn't take much. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I just think Miami is a private school that has a lot of people around that's been there for a long time, and I don't think they get it. Like even shutting this down, was kind of like I don't. Yeah, I would think it would help, but I guess they still all the answers are going to come in wins and losses, and I don't know if that's how you handle business. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of it has to be marketing. You're trying to touch kids and families that you don't know. You're trying to walk into houses that you don't know. You're creating a list of kids, and you're going to meet new families every year.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should always be blasting out, hey, we got the number one guy out the portal, Cam Boyd. I don't give a fuck if he bombed this year. Like, we got value out of it before the season started. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I see it.
No, I can definitely see your point. I think Miami is gonna have to loosen the reins in the next. Because I'll tell you what, they know how to do it, but when they do it, it's, I ain't gonna lie, the product on the field is so inconsistent and has been so inconsistent, it's hard to catch steam with it, right? Like, you got the men's hockey team, which if that's breaking news to anybody, we have a men's hockey team and they're actually really good. They're currently playing in the Nationals, but you don't hear about it because they're proposed D3. And I actually went to go, I had to go get a new Apple Watch. I lost my Apple Watch, and I was talking to one of the females up here, and she played for the school up here years ago. And I was asking her, I was like, hey, I don't understand, like, what is D3? And she was explaining, like, oh, if they can't afford to have a female and male team, then they don't get sponsored. That's why they're considered D3. They're considered a club team. Okay. Until they can have a men and women's team. So that's why you don't really hear much about them. Adidas ain't offering them and sponsoring them and getting them new ice skates and all that stuff because they don't have the actual funding to support a men and women's hockey team. But the men's hockey team as a club is very good. They're in line to win a national championship. And I can't put into words how funny it is to hear that we might watch the men's hockey team win a national championship before the Miami men's football team.
That's crazy. That's crazy. This what we were just talking about with the villains hours ago. FSU and Notre Dame to the Big Ten, and SEC will counterpunch by getting Miami and Clemson. North Carolina and NC State are tied down to each other because of the state law implemented. Yeah, that's what we were talking about in the villain section. That's word that's going around. I'm sure even if it is true, it's not happening no time soon. Let me let y'all take a listen to this. The ones when let's see. You can hear that? You heard that, Mitty?
Yeah.
Hey, that's what y'all gonna figure out. That's why I know I can control what I control. That's by being calm. I'm gonna try my best to be calm. So I hope I get that. I get that.
Well, shit, y'all gotta be Florida first.
I hope so. That's our first game.
Yep.
Oh, we ready for that one. We ready for that one.
Let y'all watch it again. He said y'all gotta be ready.
Back ball on the back shoulder. Hey, that's different. Show me what you gonna do.
You see what happened when I had time? Too much on top.
Let me tell you how to lead the man.
Too much on top.
Put on his chest.
What'd you lead him to?
Watch how I lead my boys eight. You great. See it?
The same.
Hey, that's what y'all gonna figure out. That's why I know I can control what I control. That's by being calm. I'm gonna try my best to be calm. So I hope I get that. I get that.
Well, shit, y'all gotta be Florida first.
I hope so.
That's
our first game.
Shout out to Isaiah Horton too, man. Isaiah Horton out there getting that work in. Isaiah Horton.
That was Isaiah Horton, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He said, "I hope
He
so."
still might get jumped by a freshman. Crazy. I don't know. I got a weird feeling about this year, man. Like I know, like I said, we like to point fingers, and we'll talk about it. This guy's getting reps for this guy. Like, I think Isaiah Horton might just be a situational type guy, man. End zone, throw it up, go get the ball at the highest point. I think that might be some of the stuff that he's working on, red zone type situations. But you get a guy like, maybe, and I talked about this before, but you get a guy like, JoJo to stretch the field, right? To give opposing offenses and defenses something to think about. And then you go from there. But shout out to all the guys getting that work in, man.
I think right now the starters are George, Horton, and Restrepo. Restrepo looks dominant out there, bro. And like there's nothing else I can say about that. I mean, until Josiah will play. Josiah looks to me to be maybe the most talented guy. What we've seen this week just came too easy to him. Like we said, we saw him take Darryl Porter up top. We saw him take plenty of people up top. Now, for the people who didn't know, he took Darryl Porter up top on Wednesday, and Darryl Porter came back Friday, got in his face, punched him in the chest, and he just stopped. I don't know how hard he hit him. I don't know if he didn't expect that to be like that in practice.
As a cornerback, that's exactly what, like. Look, let's be clear, man. The receiver position is a finesse position, right? I played receiver for a little bit, and I got tired of getting hit. I'm just being honest with you. I got tired of getting hit. I'm not a fan of contact. I like bringing contact. And so I tell people, like, when you got one of those guys doing all that dance at the line of scrimmage, like, line up in front of him, take away his inside leverage, and put your hand through his sternum, like put your entire arm through his soul. And you let him understand, like, if you don't have them pads on, you know what time it is. Like, when you come off this line, it's real over here. Like, this is a few years in the college weightlifting program. You just got here. I've been here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And granted, this is all helmets, no pads, you know what I'm saying? So, right. But yeah, like everybody has to have that welcome to the next level moment, right? And for JoJo, that might have been it.
Yeah, because to step in somebody's face, JoJo caliber, it's taking a chance. Because if you don't get your hands on them, it's night. You know what I'm saying? But Porter, a seasoned vet, our best cornerback. And I think he showed the freshmen something. JoJo came right back after that, maybe a couple plays later, and bombed somebody. but I think he showed him. I think he showed him something. I think he showed him, all right, man, this is first week of camp, but you're not gonna have Twitter. You ain't gonna have Twitter all on my head because you out here going 100%. You know what I'm saying? And I done did this 4-5 times already.
Mhm.
Yeah, he jammed him, and Josiah just stopped. Everybody laughed, like, all right, like, because they probably was talking off campus. You know what I'm saying? It probably was a little,
Yeah.
all right, bro, I got your ass.
And just like
But
Cam talking to those other two quarterbacks, you know, Shador and Kyron, like yeah, it's levels to this. Like this isn't for play. Like there's levels, and you can tell the guys who've been here a little bit and the ones who haven't. And so yeah, that's the next situation you got. You got a situation where it's like, all right, cool. Let you know, like I didn't allow a touchdown for a reason. Like we strap shit over here. Like, don't get it confused.
don't get it
Right.
jacked
And
up.
yeah, now you get your time, get your spring break, get your body recover, figure some things out, and get back to it. We throwing everything on. We going shells, and we going full pads, and then we going scrimmages, right?
Right.
That's what it's supposed to look like. Like I heard Corey talk about on his interview, like he hosted two guys and they had a great time. He knew that when he recruited them, you know, they were coming. They ended up coming. First week, they sitting there like, oh, where we at tonight, Jacory? He's like, I am going out because I can do that. I've done my work. I put my time in. I've been starting since I was a freshman.
Right.
Y'all need to at least establish yourselves, get y'all footing first before y'all talking about. He said, long story short, those two guys ended up getting kicked off the team and not being there anymore. You know what I'm saying? So, there's levels. You got to understand that. Like guys like Bane will come around very often. Even guys like JoJo, if he turns into what we think he is. But this is what it looks like when you recruit at a high caliber, which we haven't done for a long time. You know what I'm saying? We were recruiting at an okay caliber and fooling ourselves into thinking it was elite. But this is what it looked like when you recruit at an elite caliber with a freshman that come in, got aspirations to play from day one. Your seniors and your leaders are elevating their game because they feel like I'll be damned if I let a freshman take my spot. And everybody's that competition. That's all I heard all week. That's the ongoing trend of week one, competition. All we see is competition. People are unsettled. People don't act like even the quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody's like, man, shit. He threw a little dot. Let me go ahead and throw one out there too. And that's what it's supposed to look like. Period.
True. No, that's I mean you're exactly right. And it's there. And I say it all the time. I think competition is what developed these kids. I think I think it's competition. I think it's the guy behind you being just as good as you and you not wanting to get off the field is what pushes these kids. Coaches get the credit, but I think it's the competition that pushes these kids.
I always love going back and hearing that 2000 team when they talk about the people who are on their bench. Like you got Ed Reed and you got a young Sean Taylor like just itching to get into the game. Like that's like we're just now maybe getting to that point, right? Like you got a Akeem Mesidor that you get from another school who got developed elsewhere. It's like you got Najee Kelly, but it's like, yeah, there's a Ruben Bain on your ass. Like, and then Ruben Bain comes out with ACC Rookie of the Year, and then you know, there may be a Cole McConaughey, there may be a, you know, that's my guy from Deerfield.
From Deerfield?
Elias Rudolph. Like, there's a bunch of like aliens. It's like he's like, nah, hold up, like, don't act like I'm shit now. There's some shit over here too. Like, don't get crazy. You know what I'm saying? I might be able to do the same thing you did plus some. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's what it's supposed to look like, man. Period. 1,000%.
Right.
Yeah.
Can we get off topic for a second, man? For
Yeah. What's up?
I want people to see this. So, let me see. This fight we was watching, dog. Let's see if we can get it.
Oh, you talking about LSU? That's it.
Yeah, the girls, the girls fight. Flagey.
I didn't know Flagey Johnson's brother jumped out the stands.
Yeah, he got kicked out of the game. South
He's
Carolina
on business.
and
police escorting a fan
because
out
she got
who
pushed
went over the scorer's table onto the court.
She got pushed down right there, like.
Mm-hmm. But who initiated it?
Flagey initiated it. Flagey started it. I can't even lie. Yeah. And big girl, but big girl right here always like it's always bad blood with big girl.
I think that's the girl that shot the jumper that won the game against Tennessee.
Oh, here we go. So Flagey starts it. What?
Holds on to Mylasia Fulwiley.
See?
And then Flagey.
Big girl just ain't having it.
Pushes Watkins. That's when Cardoso comes up and pushes Flagey down.
Oh, he did jump out the stands.
He jumped out the stands, dog. Like Ron Artest.
I
guess Ron Artest jumped in the stands.
Oh. Why would he jump out the stands, Mitty? You can't let girls do girls things. Like, what? It's a basketball game.
I think it's emotions, man. It's high stakes. You know what I'm saying? You love your sister. You see that you supporting her. It's the best team in America. Emotions are high, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Let them girls do their thing, man.
Yeah, but you gotta have more control of that. You know what I'm saying? Like
he's somebody to bring in a drill himself. But nah, for the people who didn't see that, I just want to throw that out there, man. The people who didn't see that was huge. That was all over my timeline. As soon as I jumped on the damn internet, that was all on my timeline everywhere.
Cardoso, is that his name? Cardoso? Boy, named after a cryptocurrency, ain't it?
Cardoso.
Oh, he said he went to Chris Young said he was at the game. You said, but he went straight to jail.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what Chris Young said.
Yeah.
And it's a weekend too, so the judge sees that tomorrow.
You gotta see the judge. You gotta wait tomorrow to see the judge. Nah, that's wild, bro. Like, come on, man. You jumping out the stands at a girl game? Come on,
that's
bro.
The girl's name.
I think that's big girl name.
Yeah.
Anywho, come on.
Wild times, man. You know what I'm saying? But so what else we got? We got for those someone said the time got thrown off. If you didn't know, if you still use wind-up clocks, you know what I'm saying? Go to your grandma's house, man, move a clock back, man.
The time got thrown off.
Yeah, man. Daylight savings time. Clock went forward an hour, so everybody should be an hour ahead and lost an hour of sleep. Sorry, I don't make the rules. Do you know the United States is the only organized country that does that?
Really?
Mm-hmm. Nobody else does that shit.
Man, we're in the United States. We do a lot of stuff nobody else does.
You're right. Shout out to NV.
We do a lot of stuff. We do a lot of stuff nobody does, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button, man. Hit share. Y'all in this thing. And if you haven't subscribed to the new Caneville, man, go on and hit the subscribe button. So practice kickoff again, I think on the 19th.
Okay, that sounds about right.
The 8th was the last one, kickoff on the 19th. Why you think they did it like that? Trying to steal more time?
Part of it, yeah. I don't think it's by design, but I mean there is an opportunity. Let me find some wood to knock on. God forbid. For you to get in trouble and make them cutting the roster a little bit easier. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, South go out and South Beach, do some stupid shit.
Boy, that's diabolical, boy. That's diabolical.
It could be, man. Nasty work, but hey, it's there, right? So that's where that accountability got to kind of come into question. Like, hey, do you want to be in a position where you want to continue to play for this school? Well, you better tighten up, right? You got a week off, do the right things.
That's diabolical, dog.
But I think also too, just some rest and relaxation time. You know what I'm saying? Like, not that it's. Oh, Casey said there's no daylight savings in Arizona. Well, shout out to them. I didn't know states had an option for it, but
there is none in Arizona.
That's what KC3 said. He said time never moves in Arizona. But no, like get some rest and relaxation, man. Focus up because you need the acclimation period. So I think it's actually smart to give them the acclimation period, give them essentially a week off, and then you come back and you push straight through to the end in pads and shells first and helmets, and then you kind of transition into everything else. So I think it's cool, man. Compared to doing it after spring, now you're stretching into damn near May.
Yeah.
To get your 15 practices off. And I don't think anybody wants to do spring because most spring football is wrapped up by, I would say, mid to late April. So
yeah.
And it's Miami. Like that's the allure of being down there, right? Like you actually can go off campus to have a life and not just have a Walmart in your city. So
yeah, I done been in a couple of them cities with just Walmarts, dog.
Yeah.
A couple
there's a reason why, Panama City?
Uh-huh.
The reason why that place is so popular, man, that shit is nestled right underneath Alabama and Georgia. And while it's not a great beach, that's where they gotta go. You know what I'm saying? That's where they have their spring break at. Because there's nothing around there.
I don't been in a couple of them cities. So listen, to give y'all a good feel, like practice, the energy at practice seemed to be a lot higher. I think you got different leaders in the room. I think Cam's a different guy. I think Ja'Cory, they're different guys. A lot of winning from the wide receivers till Friday came around. It seems like the DBs got their words. They handed out some pass interference mitts, which I've never seen before in my life. Like I've never seen that. They gave the DBs some mitts, like Christmas mitts, so they won't hold the wide receivers. And Friday they made plays with the mitts on. Friday they actually made plays with the mitts on, and I had never seen them. We posted them on Twitter, but it was a lot of holding going on, like Strepo and Mish. It was a lot of holding. Jacoby and Jedias going at it, like verbally going at it, because Jacoby feels Jedias just holds him every time he goes long. But the feel out there is a little more, seems a little more upbeat. Especially from the offensive side. I don't know if Kevin Beard or Sly or who's done what with these wide receivers, but their timing seems to be on point. Talked to a few kids and they seem to think it was just the time that they had the when they don't have the coaches out there and they get to do 7-on-7 by themselves, and that's how they kind of capture some of the timing with the wide receivers.
It also, I think it also has to do with relationships, man. we ran Josh Gass out of town because, I mean, for other reasons, obviously. We kind of ridiculed him, like, oh, well, a certain quarterback don't got somebody's number.
Right.
Relationships matter, contrary to popular belief. Like,
when you say relationships matter, what do you mean? Explain. Give more a little in depth. Explain.
You gotta like the fucking person that throws you the ball a little bit. You have to trust him. You have to build and establish a rapport with them. If you don't, Josh kind of said what I'm trying to be politically correct about. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, we're gonna let Josh say it. That's crazy.
We want to talk about that now. We want to talk about the mob, man.
Yeah. Hold on, we can. All right, listen.
Do you know where I got that context from? I think I put it in the group me.
No, I'll do it like this. And I'll let you spearhead. I'll put up what I post because I had posted this already. Like earlier that day, and this you know who the guy is, right? You know who he is, right?
Yeah.
Right. So basically, he goes to say that. Oh shit! I just let him listen to it, and then I'll let you get into it, Mehdi. All right?
All right.
At Jason Aldean's bar in Nashville by the Italian mob
What?
to fix football games.
I'll be
Like-
honest, this sounds like a story
Like
that
the mafia?
I do not need to be a part of.
I went to get drinks, and so I'm alone right now. I'm not with my friend group. He comes up to me.
Wait, he knew who you were.
Yes,
This is already a bad start.
he offered me $300,000.
He offered you $300,000.
All right.
He said for something like this, my clients, 250 to 300K for a game.
The Italian mob offered you $300K to do
Will you
what?
stop saying that?
He said
He said,
we
"Can we stop saying that?"
regularly talk to guys in your position about fixing games. He said he named guys in the SEC. I was approached
Okay, so
at Jason Aldean.
basically, he goes on to say, because the whole thing he goes on to say, basically, the guy said he talked to top quarterbacks all the time, especially in the SEC, and that's how they fix games. And this is the same guy that interviewed Ja'Cory. Obviously, I found out who he is now. He played quarterback for Vanderbilt, quarterback for USC, but he didn't play a lot. He didn't play a lot. So go ahead, Mitty.
Chat think it's cap. I don't think it's cap. I think it may be cap as far as him getting offered because you didn't start enough to do that, right? It could be content chasing, but I think he can know. I think he can know of people who have been through that and just kind of put himself in their shoes. But I think that there's some truth behind this, honestly. I do. I think we've seen an emergence, and this is the reason why I don't do it, an emergence, an explosion of parlays and online, phone betting, online betting. You can go to the place that sponsors this stadium and bet your life. You can bet your whole life away if you want to. You know what I'm saying? hoping that parlay gonna hit. I seen it crumble grown men. So yeah, with that emergence of that, and mind you, he played pre-NIL. Mo doesn't play football anymore, but he plays. If this is legitimate, a $300,000 offer pre-NIL, which is life-changing. So, someone said, imagine the mafia approaching Ragonia.
Was it that? It was. Listen, what is his name? Mo Hansen. Let's check his stats. Let's see.
Mo
Hassan. Let's check his stats.
Shit, Ryan Ragonia sound like he is part of it. Probably one of his family members that ran upon. Ragonia is definitely an Italian name. So, shout out to Italy, man. I was there last summer. It was a blast.
Hold up, man. This boy. Let's check his stats. Hold up. This can't be all his stats. Maybe he got approached as a freshman at USC when they didn't know if he was going to play or not. Well, he said it was. Bro, listen, this man threw 11 balls, man, for Vanderbilt.
That's what I'm saying. Like I said, he interviews a lot of players. He's interviewed 3 Miami quarterbacks, 2 former, maybe 4. I know he interviewed Ja'Cory. He interviewed
the Miami player sits in it. The guy that's sitting there with him is the Miami player, right?
Yeah, Devon Perry. Yep.
Right. So some of it is probably relationships. You're a top recruit. Now he probably knew some of these guys, right? He probably knew Kaya, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he knew Kaya from California.
Right. But this guy played in one game, dog.
That's why I said I don't think he said that. I don't think he was told that. I think, first of all, I can't see a situation where the mafia is at a Jason Aldean concert. That's the first thing. But 2, I just think that it's somebody that he's aware of, maybe another player, and then he just kind of put on that persona.
Like a rapper.
Yeah,
Kind
yeah,
of like a
you know what I'm
rapper,
saying?
like a rapper.
Essentially, yeah, like you rap about
Kinda
what your
like-
homeboy did, not what you did. You didn't put
Right.
work in. You wasn't sliding on ops with you know with the blicky. That's not you. But you rap about it because you have the ability to put words together to, you know, to music and make it sound good. You know what I'm saying? But the dude who did it is probably in the background, ski masked up. You know what I'm saying? Doing this. Yeah, absolutely. But you didn't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. He probably he
Hey, shout out to my guy that was like, "Hey, can you please stop saying that?" It's like, we're not trying to lose no kneecaps.
he played for the Hurricanes, right?
Who?
The guy that he played for the Hurricanes, the black guy that sits in the room with him.
Devon Perry, yeah, he was running back for us. He was a
Right. That was hilarious, though. Hey man, because y'all stop saying that. Yeah, he just went. See, this is what I don't think. I don't think Medi. The mob walks up to you and be like, "Hey, listen, man, want to get some of them M16s out y'all armory? What you got? We got 300,000 for you, right?" I don't think you. First of all, they know who you are. They came to you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you ever tell that story out loud ever to anybody.
That would go to me on my grave. I would. What? And I got away with it?
And listen, whether you did it or not, I don't think, bruh, they have walked
Even
up
if I
to
knew
you.
even
and
if I
they
knew the
don't
guy
know
who
you.
did it, if someone else did it, you know what I'm saying, I still wouldn't say nothing about it.
Yeah, I don't think.
I just finished substantial criminal law. You know what I'm saying, the class like 2 days ago. So maybe it's because I understand more in depth about accomplices and being complicit, and you know that I understand that like yeah they'll get you too. Like they'll hit you with the book too. Like so maybe that's why I understand that. But yeah, even so, I would go to my grave with that. Like I would not openly talk about that, especially on a podcast recorded on the internet. Like. Because if they did, and you end up missing, you didn't say no names, but they gonna point to that.
Sports Illustrated picked it up today.
What you mean?
I posted it 2 days ago. Sports Illustrated picked it up today, and basically Sports Illustrated put it out there on Instagram.
We just talked about a couple months ago about your boy. What's his name? Bouye, the dude at LSU.
Oh, Butte, yeah, Josh Butte, the betting.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I'm saying? And that was on himself to throw games.
Right. So we got into this and you start because last year we were talking about something that looked right with Tyler, right? And we joked about it. We seen people tweet about it, about the bookie. And then now this is funny. And then now I think the governor of Georgia came out and said, all right, take Alabama off all y'all betting tickets. You saw that?
No. What do you mean take everybody Alabama? Elaborate on that.
I'm gonna find it for you. Basically, Georgia basically was saying, let's see, will it be under football? Let's see.
Why you search that up? Yeah, KO is saying he's I swear TV. Like I need you to understand how and especially if I watch Tyler go to Wisconsin behind what I don't think is a better line, but Wisconsin know from having some corn-fed dudes, you know what I'm saying, and throws for 4,000 yards and 27 touchdowns and less than 10 interceptions. I'm absolutely under the impression that yes, he did. Maybe not Russian mafia, maybe the Yakuza first place. Somebody had a conversation with him about, hey, I need you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hey. Because there's no way. There's no way, bro. There's no way. And then for him to flip the proverbial switch at the end of the season in games when the defense kind of seemed like they weren't able to figure it out, you know what I'm saying, in the Louisville game. Well, no. Did he play Louisville? He played Louisville. He played Boston College, lit it up. The defense shit the bed, but it doesn't make sense, man. When I'm watching you sit back there in a clean pocket and then just like I said, y'all know how I feel about TVD. That don't help his case. Like if TVD was like looking like Shedeur Sanders back there with no time, I get it. But when, nah, man, I can't.
But when what?
when I'm watching you sit back there and just take sacks, like no, nah, man. I'm sorry. I was probably born that night, but not last night. Sorry.
DVD dog.
Like I watched this man sack himself in the game, like real time, like sit back there in the line and then just trip himself with a clean pocket. I watched it. Nah. And then you said it. You said it yourself, Street, like how you would watch him kind of just shut it down, go to the sideline. And I told you
and nobody talked to him. It was weird, bro.
I said, who did he look like? He looked like Buddy off the Replacements when they benched Keanu Reeves because he crossed the picket line and Buddy came back and he just go out there and throw a pick and then come sit on the bench. Like, what? Like that was the same thing, dog. I was like, nah, man. Nah, I've been alive a little too long to be. No, bro. I'm sorry. Shout out to Gage. He said the governor of Ohio banned gambling on college players 2 weeks ago, effective immediately. I don't understand. What are you supposed to do? Like, how do you ban it? How do you tell a guy, hey man, don't put in that prospect bet?
It said take it off the gambling ticket. Let me see. I'll find it for you. Senate discusses newly amended gambling bill. Alabama Senate committee stripped sports betting 4 days ago. Here we go. Alabama Senate committee stripped sports betting. Basically, Alabama Senate Tourism Committee yesterday moved 2 gambling bills out committee to Senate floor, but sports betting hopefuls may not like what they say. So basically, I think they're just asking them to, hey, listen, don't put Alabama football. It was Alabama, not Georgia. Don't put Alabama on your betting tickets. Basically, tell them not to take Alabama off their betting tickets. Been entirely stripped from the gaming packages.
What they saying? It's a. Who's asking that though? The school, the government?
It said the government. Alabama Senate strips.
I think it's easy for them because Alabama has no professional sports team. So yeah, depending on who it is, that's a layup. You don't got to worry about NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like everything else is outside the state. So yeah, like I'm definitely taking the over on Alabama versus Willacoochee State. Like they'll play every year in week 9. You know what I'm saying? Like that's easy money. That's a layup.
Willacoochee State. You love talking about Willacoochee State, huh?
Yeah, man. I think I got that from like Cedric the Entertainer like years ago.
Yeah. I guess Alabama was trying to get sports betting actually passed. And it says basically got stripped from the gambling bill, so it won't be on the table.
McCain said they don't have a lottery or nothing. So
damn. Really?
Yeah, it sounds like
they thought they were trying to get sports betting and basically
is it
was stripped from the bill. It was legal. It was illegal everywhere. Where is it legal at? It's legal in Florida now.
It's like 7 to 9 states that's legal now.
Right. But shit, it's legal in Florida. I know it's legal.
Gambling's illegal in
been legal in Nevada. Gambling illegal here, but yeah, but I mean that's how everybody been gambling. That's where the bookies came from. I think it was.
It doesn't matter because even if it's illegal in your state, you just use a VPN and I probably shouldn't have said that out loud. Disregard what I said. Don't worry about that.
No, you go to betus.com. You go to you wager and you gambling off seas. I mean, that's how everybody always did it. Or you go to your local bookie and I mean that's how it was always done. When it became legal here in Florida, I caught a gambling bug for like 2 or 3 weeks a month ago just because it was legal. We used to just go to the casino, watch the games, and put money in the kiosk so you could bet right on the key. There's a kiosk like ATM, you just bet. I just thought it was cool because it was now legal.
Let the record show Gay Shotty said it, not me. He said it just for the record, you know what I'm saying? Don't play this back,
It's fine. I'll just cross the border to Michigan for my college parlays.
Samuel Brown
Yeah.
says 24 states allow sports betting. So, remember we were talking about before we got on the street? We was talking about the we were talking about the stock market. It's a good time for commercial break.
pushed the law for it not to be.
Yeah, he pushing a lot of laws up there. I think they just pushed a law that technically makes Alabama and Auburn illegal for NCAA. But I don't know if we're going to go down that road.
What?
Yeah. Okay, so the NCAA has a the NCAA has a DEI initiative, right?
Right.
Like, hey, you need to have some type of something that kind of shows like the diversity and some type of message. You know what I'm saying? That's why we see like sometimes Miami comes out in the season with like diversity or it's about us shirts. It's something that the NCAA kind of pushed. Not to get too political, but I think they just passed a law 2 weeks ago that made all DI initiatives in the state of Alabama illegal, which would technically, because it's a law, make it so that Alabama, Auburn, and all the other state schools technically can't.
Right.
They technically can't be permitted to participate in NCAA activities.
Right. Technicality. I saw that on Twitter actually. Now that you bring it up.
This is what happens when you pick a college football coach to be your state senator. Tony Tuberville is also the same guy who held up thousands of military promotions because he wouldn't sign off. He wouldn't sign off on a law a couple months back. He finally did, but the Army and they. I don't know if he's going up for. I don't know if he's going up for.
He's in what state?
Alabama.
Oh, he's in Alabama?
Mm-hmm.
Alabama. Yeah, man, that dude disappoint me, man.
Yeah.
No, big time.
You want to pivot to this? What Birdstone's asking about? Oh, you do a commercial break. Do a commercial break real quick.
What's the commercial? Is Miami SEC bound? Right. There's nothing. We was talking about it for the villains. We got word today. We put it out to the villains that that word came out. There's nothing etched in stone, and we've heard this conversation so many times, dog. Until it come out of Redikovic's mouth or something, I ain't. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even. That's when the ACC. I ain't even trying to. Yeah, we get thrown off. We ain't won the ACC. We won the ACC what, once?
And it wasn't even that. We half won it.
Right. So yeah, man. I ain't trying to get thrown off in nothing until we let's accomplish this. Let's accomplish this first. But that's the word. That's the word that's coming out. We heard that's the latest rumor that's how it's going to happen. We heard that the lawyers. Florida State lawyers is digging really deep into the stranglehold ACC had on them.
Mm-hmm.
In the chat, man, you guys who wants to go to the SEC? Like y'all want to see Miami Friday night, University of Miami versus the Texas Longhorns.
We already asked the group. We asked the villains. We'll pull it up. We asked the villains already. We'll pull that up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, in the chat, like, let us know. Do y'all want to see University of Miami in the SEC?
Right, Saturday Night Live, University of Miami versus fucking Georgia. Man, that's just crazy that's crazy in this right, fool. like that's just crazy. Friday night shut down in Miami. That go down, fool.
Yeah, LV in here throwing daggers.
It's true, LV. Shout out to LV, man. It is true. It's true. You know what I'm saying? It is true. Definitely.
I'm seeing a lot of Big Ten.
Huh?
I see a lot of Big Ten.
Y'all rather the Big Ten? For reason? What's the reason y'all rather the Big Ten?
Well, shout out to David. David asked. He asked, "Do you think us joining it will benefit the program in the long run?" 10 people felt like it benefits both the SEC and the University of Miami. So
Yeah.
I personally want to join the Big Ten. That's me. But do I think the SEC makes sense from a financial standpoint? Absolutely. Do I think our fans got to do a better job? Yeah, because them SEC fans, they travel well, and they would like nothing more to at least once or twice a year come down to South Florida and watch their teams beat up on the University of Miami. So think about getting a Texas fan base in there. Think about when Notre Dame was down here. There was a lot of Notre Dame fans in the building. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Who else? Virginia Tech fans typically travel pretty well. You know what I'm saying? Now you thinking you got Gator fans coming down here. You got Texas, Alabama. Are you kidding me? Look at how Alabama travels when they are in the Orange Bowl. The few years that they don't make it to the national championship. Like those people travel. It would be insane.
No, it'll definitely be a great atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
It would have to be us because the weirdest thing is we in our home stadium, but it feel like an away game because none of our fans show up.
What'd you say, dog?
I said it'll be insane if it feels like an away game because it's all their fans in attendance and not ours. And we know it's possible. Miami's got to win because we seen the Dolphins this year, and I don't think they had a game this year that wasn't packed. Every single one of their home games was packed this year.
No, I think we step up. I think the fans step up for games like that. I think the fans will come out. Now, Miami's losing; they're not coming. So, if they're not winning, it's over. But I think they initially will step up for games like that and show up for games like that. Listen, moving on, man. I was kind of concerned at the third cornerback. You know what I'm saying, before spring started, because I was like, hey, we got Brown. Brown seemed to be hurt though. Like I haven't seen Brown out there. Yeah, I haven't seen Brown out there. Brown was on the sideline. But watching Jadias Richard, man, I like his size.
Mm-hmm.
And watching him compete against Jacoby, because it seems how it's set up is that certain guys go with certain guys. Like Jadias is with Jacoby. Mish is with Restrepo. And it seems like that's on purpose. And watching him compete, man, it made me feel a little better about that third cornerback. Because we knew we had Brown, we knew we had Porter.
So do you think he's a boundary cornerback or he's going to move to the slot? Be a big slot.
That's kind of weird, right? Name another big slot.
Jalen Ramsey technically does it, but it's because they stick him on the best receiver. And so more offenses you see, especially in the NFL, have gotten used. Like Stephon Diggs doesn't stay on the boundary. They move him on purpose for matchups, for teams that traditionally like playing a lot of zone. So if Jadias is the best cover corner,
mm-hmm.
in theory, it makes sense to move him around with their best receiver. He's guarding who I feel like is maybe not the best receiver, but the biggest threat if he's matching up with Jacoby George.
Right.
I think the best top to bottom receiver, as in all the intangible receiver, catching, hands, route running, playmaking, following assignments, is Xavier Restrepo. But the best and most gifted receiver, like I'm gonna run the route, I'm gonna shake you out your shoes, I'm gonna catch it between two defenders, and I'm gonna get the field and score on you, is Jacoby George, in my opinion. So putting with someone like that, I think helps. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I said this in the space. I said this in one of our first episodes we did from the first week of spring. I don't think I'm not taking anything seriously out of this because it's week 1 and they got helmets on. And apparently wearing oven mitts and shit. So I've heard of that, but I haven't heard of that in a long time. It's been a while since I heard of that. I didn't think they even coach people like that anymore, but
So you think they coach people like that anymore?
yeah, with like with oven mitts, so they didn't grab and
I
hold.
I don't know. I had never seen that, bro.
I have
had
a long
never,
time ago.
yeah, I had never seen that. I'm not sure where that came from. Maybe the DB coach. Maybe it's the DB coach.
Yeah,
It's
that's
one of
true.
his things.
Exactly.
It
Yep.
was a lot of holding going on out there. It was a lot of holding going on out there. It was a lot of plays being made also. But
Stafford's hurt, right?
Huh? I think so. Yeah.
Stafford's hurt.
I haven't seen them out there. They whipped them things out, and that was the best day the DB had. The DBs had their best day with them, with the mitts on.
But they also wasn't going deep that day, right? They were just going like a lot of underneath stuff.
Oh no, they were going deep. There's a lot of going deep going on. I'm not like, listen, it's a lot of going deep going on, and I'm not sure. Like, it's a lot of deep routes being ran out there. A lot. And I don't know if one-on-one they just allow them to run whatever route they want, but it's a lot of deep routes being ran out there. And I doubt if we're practicing it that much and not intending on doing it. What's up, Demetrius? Yeah, a lot of so yeah, so Josiah Richards, man. I feel a little better about it, huh?
Yes, prototypical size. That's the size you want as your corner. You want with these 6'4", 6'5" receivers coming out that can all run like gazelles now. Yeah, you want even the 6'2" guys, who are shifty like a Devontae. And Devontae might be 5'11".
Right.
You definitely want a 6'2" guy with a size on his frame that can, like I say, jam guys up. Not taking that away from DP2, because Daryl Porter got all the intangibles, right? Someone asked about putting Porter on the inside and having him be in the slot. I'm not mad at that. If you got Damari, who's the older one? Damari or Devontae?
Damari's the younger one.
Yeah. Damari on the outside with Richard, like both 6'1", 6'2", sturdy frames, and we seen Damari hold his own against allegedly one of the better receivers in the ACC. I put that in air quotes for a reason.
Allegedly.
And holding 2 catches, 34 yards and a touchdown on a possible push off. I'll take that. And then you have someone like Daryl Porter follow your best and your outlet around. I'm not mad at that at all.
So you would put Porter in the slot?
I would, and have two long guys on the boundary. Absolutely. I think, like I said, Porter by himself shut off a whole side of the field. He didn't allow a single touchdown all season.
Right.
Why wouldn't you want that moving around in motion if you're playing man coverage, right? We know what Travis Jackson done at other places. We know he's proven at developing the position, granted at a lesser level. But if you can turn DP into a very good slot and boundary, depending on when you play him, and possibly get him into the top 3 rounds of next year's draft, you might be cooking with grease, man. You might have just hit another home run.
So the next thing I want to get into, the quarterbacks. The quarterbacks seem to be Judd. Judd seems to be the one getting the less reps, not really getting the reps. The largest one we have out there. Isn't that strong. Accurate guy, but just in that strong ball sells a little bit. Reese is still learning the plays and everything, rightfully so, but very accurate kid. Very accurate. Smaller on the smaller side, a lot on the smaller side. He seemed to be taking the second snaps. Ja'Cory seemed to be taking third snaps. We heard it was something minute Ja'Cory did, like being late to practice 3 minutes late to a class that he's doing well in. Boom, third string. I honestly just believe that I think that changes in the fall. I think Ja'Cory's not going anywhere. You would like to have a Reese. Let's make Reese number 2. Get through the transfer portal. I just think it'll change.
How much eligibility does Reese have?
It's it, ain't it?
I don't know if it's different because he played in a lesser division.
I think Reese kind of old, ain't he? But he's very, very, very active.
I'm not saying that. I don't think there's anybody in today's NFL that specifically plays slot. I think it's a position for smaller sides corners because your boundary corners are normally bigger in the NFL. With that being said, I said moving him at slot and boundary. Last year he played primarily boundary and didn't allow a single touchdown. That's on film. That's what a scout has to go look at.
Reese only a junior, boy. Reese got 2 more years.
Oh yeah. Well, he redshirts this year.
Oh wow.
And Ja'Cory is presumed the starter next year. That's gonna be an interesting battle. Presumed starter next year. It's gonna be a battle. Let me say that. The competition is back at Green Tree, folks. So
yeah, threw for 3,600 yards last year, 36 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. Yeah, he only played 2 years.
I think he
That's
won.
Weird. Well, it can't be true. Wait a minute. Didn't he go somewhere first? Didn't he go to a?
He went to like Liberty or something like that, like a
smaller. Yeah, but his career stats. He only played 2 years. Career stats.
Yeah, he didn't play, so he redshirted that year. Then he goes to Albany and transfers in. I think he starts when he gets to Albany. I think he played 2 years. I think he played as a sophomore. Redshirt his freshman year, played as a sophomore, played as a junior class year, that is. Yeah. I think that kind of goes, back to who said it earlier? Josh's comment. If Reese can develop I think you have to have, like I said, a chemistry, and then you got to think. This is definitely X's last year. It's Project Kobe last year, so that means you got to now develop a relationship with probably JoJo,
right?
Probably Zay Horton, Ray and a Bobby Washington, a Nye Carr, a Chance Robinson, like. So yeah, who right now is throwing to those people the most? Who's already developing that rapport with those guys now and that chemistry?
I think it's Ja'Cory and Cam got the most in.
No. Who is developing the chemistry with the guys that are going to be playing after?
Ray and those guys, Ray and Robbie and
because Jacoby got another year of eligibility, right?
Damn, does he?
Mm-hmm. I think he redshirted the year he broke his hand.
Really?
Yeah, like not last year, the season before. Oh, Took said no.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Said no to him.
Huh?
So he's never redshirted in.
He never redshirted. He only plays 7 snaps. 7 snaps in 2021. I mean, 7 receptions in 2021, 13 receptions in 2022. That's the year he hurt his hand, right?
2021, yes. 2021, 2022 season.
Why he only caught 13 balls in 2022?
That might have been. I don't know. Let me look at what you're looking at. Maybe I'm missing something.
Let's see. 2022.
Or somebody in the chat gonna say it.
He was suspended. Yeah. He was
He started
suspended.
beginning. He started beginning. He got in the game. He spent the first
Right.
games.
You could red shirt because you suspended.
Yeah, as long as you don't play 4 games for whatever reason.
How many games did he play? Hold on. Let's see. He was suspended. Yeah, that's the weed man shit.
As long as you don't play 4 games, or if you play 4 games or less, you get a red shirt.
Let's see. Game log.
$21.
The guy, yeah, he was
He
suspended.
played 4 games in 21.
Right.
Okay, 22.
So that means that could be a red.
5 games is
Wow.
22.
Wow. He hasn't played. That's wow.
Mm-hmm. Last year was his breakout year. 22 is when he got hurt and suspended, I believe.
So this could be. He only played 4 games.
Yeah, 21. He only played 4 games. Unless he was in there just not catching the ball at all and just out there just catching snaps for nothing. He only got 4 games logged with stats.
Right. Remember, this is the whole two attack of a Lord thing. He could.
21 was his freshman year. That's when he had that crazy catch against Duke where he caught it between his legs, and I was like, oh yeah, he might be one of them ones. Broke a tackle and ran it in. Oh no, he had a big game. He didn't score that game, but he had probably one of the more impressive catches of the year. Yeah,
Let's go read it. Let's read his bio. He probably played in his games and didn't get a catch. Tyler probably ain't throw it to him. Saw action in 9 games. In 2021, he saw action in 9 games. In 2022, saw action in 7 games.
It says X is showing redshirt junior. So,
huh?
It says X shows redshirt junior.
Does he? Right. He played in 7. In 2022, he actually played in 7 games. He just only caught passes in 4.
What about 21? His true freshman year.
2021, he played in 9 games. They just out there just running around. That's crazy.
Who was the coach?
2021? Randy, right? I mean, not Randy. Manny, right? Just running around out there. Played in 9 games. They do a damn thing.
That's crazy. So that means to get another year, he would have to get hurt.
He caught 7 passes for 183 yards. Now he produced. Now when he catch the ball,
he did stay, yeah.
183 yards. He produced. Now I would love.
Yeah, I need him on whatever plan Michael Redding's on, because Michael Redding, he ain't, I don't think he's that far behind Cam McCormick. That is.
Redding out there competing too, dog.
We hear that every year. I don't give a damn.
He look fast. I don't know. We don't hear that every year, bro. He looks fast. He look quick out there. He dropped the ball.
Him and Frank Latson.
Latson still on the team?
No, Latson left. He went to UMass. We lost that one. I don't know if anybody but getting him from Clemson, we lost. Oh, someone said Miami had Harley and Rambo that year. That's why. Okay, that makes sense.
But he can't catch a pass. 9 games. He played in 9 games.
Do you remember how that season went in 21? It was the Charleston Rambo show.
The Rambo show.
He had 1,000. He was a 1,000-yard receiver, and Harley might have had what 600-700.
The Rambo show.
First blood out there, man.
Y'all want to win? Put Rambo in.
Essentially.
Yeah, so nah, but the quarterbacks, man, the quarterbacks are competing out there, bro. It's funny how this room go from one quarterback to a competition with a snap of a finger, like real competition, like $1 million man come in the room and dudes in the room with wins. Like it's crazy how that happened in college football, where things are just at a snap of a finger, they change. So I don't know. Man, before we wind down this thing, man, listen, bro. I've been saying this, and then Plies came out and said it yesterday. Plies came out and said, listen, man, if Miami got a defense and a running game, they got to win 10 games. Plies said he sees 10 games. I say just having Cam Ward put us at 10 games. And I'm not saying what we're going to win. What I'm saying is having a quarterback like that, a team that won 7 should have won 8, should be around 10. You know what I'm saying? Will Miami do it? Is beyond me, but a guy like Cam Ward should put you somewhere around 10 playoffs, especially with the talent that he has. In the chat, man, y'all let me know if y'all agree or disagree. I know Maddie don't partake in these things, so I'm about to put him in the back room. But yeah, bro, like it's the underachieving is like the door has to be shut on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, we should have won 8. We should have won 9. Now you got a dude at quarterback. Best guy since Brad Kaya, Ken Dorsey. What we talking about?
It depends what you're trying to say best from statistics, because if it's the best, like the best transfer since De'Aaron King, right?
We haven't had anybody with the stats that he has transferring into here.
Yeah, so that's a very nuanced question.
What he did at Incontinent Word was ridiculous. I don't know if he was throwing the air, but I think watching his film, his stats, the best guy we've had since who before Brad?
Before Brad, I don't want to think that far back.
Ken Dorsey, like I think he's elite.
I don't think you can make that comparison. You can't make comparison with Brad. These are pocket passers. Like it's different now. The only guy is comparable, and I've heard X say this too. It got to be not TVD. Jesus.
I don't want to compare him. I'm just saying at that position. King. I don't want to compare him. I'm just saying at that position, how do you feel about it? It's the best we felt since. Give me a name. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to compare them.
I would say De'Aaron King.
Really?
Yeah. At least preseason hype, right? We haven't seen him take a live snap practice at all.
We was high on De'Aaron King.
Yes. Are you kidding me? Him and Shannon Dawson. His performance got him a job under Shannon Dawson.
I think when I saw,
my fault.
When I saw him in person, kind of took me back when I. But I don't remember us being that high on De'Aaron King. Not that high. Not like, hey, $1 million quarterback in here high.
Well, for one, that's pre-NIL. But two, yeah, we needed a quarterback. You got to think, similar to this, at the time, De'Aaron King was the best quarterback in the portal. People forget that year coming out. Manny, I give Manny credit for that one. Yeah.
Somebody said Tate Martell.
Even then, when we got Tate Martell, on paper, Tate Martell was the best quarterback in the portal. Now, in reality,
I'm not sure that boy was a quarterback at all. That boy looked like
that was so bad. But yeah, and I think Manny had to go back to the drum board because he fucking missed the mark with that one. Bad. Yeah, and then he goes and gets De'Aaron King. And yeah, De'Aaron King was like that. I think the defense did him zero favors. But for what he had, that I'm gonna put something in perspective, Street. The biggest margin of victory in the Florida State Miami series, De'Aaron King was the quarterback for.
But that horrible team at Hard Rock, when their coach didn't show up that game?
Yeah. I don't give a damn. A 52-10 game, which has since been trounced by 63-3.
I'm gonna go watch the highlight.
Yeah, that was De'Aaron King in that game.
No, I'm going further. I think this is the best guy we've I best I felt since Ken Dorsey. We talk about a dude who thought he was going to be top 3 picks. Maybe he was going to the draft because he thought next year he's number 1. He's first round next year.
Very, very possible.
Very possible he's first round next year.
I don't want to say that shit because the last guy we said that shit was
Here you go with this motherfucking gray cloud flying over your goddamn head. Man, stop comparing people. Stop comparing people to the goddamn radio, okay? Stop comparing people to radio, all right?
No, Cam made a good point. Ja'Cory Harris.
Ja'Cory. Oh, Ja'Cory.
We didn't do him. We didn't do him no favors with his coaching staff and his development.
I felt good about Ja'Cory. I skipped over Ja'Cory.
Yeah, Ja'Cory in 08, man, was. I would never forget him.
Ja'Cory was at practice this weekend. Ja'Cory was at practice this weekend, man. This week.
He talked about.
Yeah. So I skip over Ja'Cory, but I just think we're talking about a guy, right, that comes out 5-0, and they're talking about Heisman and shit. If the season starts like that, beats Florida. If he tears Florida ass a new one, they're talking Heisman right off the bat, right? And we haven't had like, okay, they talked about Heisman with Ja'Cory for a while. They did. They damn so did. Corey had some Heisman talk going on.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So maybe Ja'Cory in that time where he whooped Florida State. And
I will say this too. I'll let you finish your thought. People are pointing out Stephen Morris too, and I think Stephen Morris is a very good comparison.
I'm gonna tell y'all this. When I say how we felt, we didn't feel good about Stephen Morris. Stephen Morris, I think, stole our hearts. Like he kind of grew on us, and we realized, holy crap, man, he throwing to some. He ended up being a really good quarterback in the end. When I say how we felt about our quarterback, like I really think Cam Ward is a official. Like none of those guys we thought were pros, right? Like
Stephen Morris, I think what they're saying from a comparison standpoint, Stephen Morris, same size, roughly same weight.
See, I don't want to compare them. Like I'm saying, who's fucking guy we got at quarterback? I don't want to compare them. I'm not trying to find he's alike. I'm saying when we think about the quarterback position, how do we feel about it? 3rd and 15. How the fuck do we feel? That's what I'm saying. I don't care if you're a pocket passer. I don't care if he's Justin Fields and he goddamn running all that. I don't care. How do we feel about the guy that we have at quarterback? Is it a position that we ain't worried about quarterback? And the last time we felt like that, or the last time we had, who was the last quarterback we had that we was like, this guy he may go first round?
You want me to answer that question? I just did.
Oh, what? There you go. That's what I mean.
I'm just saying that's what not me. That's what the fans said.
Right.
Going into the last year, like rewind, go back. We didn't know who our second string was because everybody was convinced Ja'Cory Brown is trash. They were like,
right, it's
Tyler Van Dyke's year. He's the guy. He's going for it. People thought that about Tyler Van Dyke.
Yeah,
the internet don't forget, and I don't.
They thought that about Tyler Van Dyke, though, Matty, to be honest with you, after those 5 games, right, when he caught fire and he fizzled at Florida State, but we saw him catch fire, right? That's when all the talks came. Yep. This guy has caught fire. This guy has had, what, two or three really good seasons. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, consistency is there with this guy. Yeah, so I don't think it's the same with Tyler. I think Tyler caught fire. The Miami media caught fire. Then, you know what I'm saying, people jumped on, and he was hot. He was hot for a few. He was hot for a few games. You know what I'm saying? But this guy has showed consistency. Miami set out to get a veteran quarterback that they knew had walked through the fire, stood on the other side. And what I'm saying is, after this season, we may very well be hearing our quarterback taken in the first round of the NFL draft. And I'm not sure the last time we had a guy taking the snap that was that good. It's one thing to be De'Aaron King good, right?
Yeah.
It's another thing to be considered an NFL QB good. That's a different guy. No?
No, I would have to agree. There's still a lot.
Right.
There's still a lot of spring left. There's still a whole season to be played.
You're
but
cloud.
no,
You're gonna cloud on me.
no. I mean, if that cloud is called realism, then yeah, here I come. You know, to block a bright shiny day. I think there's a lot to be said. I believe in Cam Moore, for the record. Unlike how I felt about Tyler Van Dyke, I believe in Cam Moore. I didn't believe in Tyler Van Dyke going in last year. I would often have to ask him to shut me up, and more often than not, he didn't. And then it became a fever pitch, and then we saw some things that were just egregious, and we were like, and that's when everybody started hopping on my little bandwagon. You know what I'm saying? But I think what you're absolutely saying is true from a proven standpoint, just from what we're seeing, right? The guy who is taking his off season, diligently working to build rapport, doing stuff like taking his offensive lineman out and having team bondings and events with the even going into the season, right? We were kind of like, oh man, we don't know if Jakari and Cam gonna get along, right? And then you like, oh yeah, practice, they're joking around each other, they take snaps with each other, like
right.
Like that is a level of leadership that, like I said, from a leadership perspective and only leadership perspective, we haven't seen that since De'Aaron King. From a player and talent perspective, yes, I agree. It may be Ken Dorsey, possibly. And I only argue Stephen Morris because Stephen Morris broke an ACC passing record in the game against North Carolina State. It's since been broken by Deshaun Watson, but I'm pretty sure Deshaun Watson. But I watched him break that, so the talent was there, right? And that was under Jed Fish, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
But complete package top to bottom, I can say right now, yeah, Cam is probably. I don't think we've ever had a quarterback with all those things. If we could pick something from each of the quarterbacks that we liked, but from top to bottom so far, he got each of the intangibles from all the good quarterbacks that's been here in the last 20 years. He got each of those intangibles so far.
Right. Somebody said Washington Erickson was the last quarterback that we thought about. Like, hey, I got me to get drafted. Bro, we haven't had many of these guys here in Miami, dog.
No, we haven't.
And I want y'all to understand that. Like, we haven't had many of these guys where the NFL scouts was salivating over him. I see him live, bro, and the way the ball jumps off his hand, like when he decides to throw the ball, it's like a fucking rocket from the hip or like a flip of the wrist. There's no wind up, there's no extra movements going on, bro. The ball is gone. You know what I'm saying? The ball is gone.
Watching them videos of what's going on. There was one portion where the QB trainer told him he went and did it, and you can see it just flick off the wrist, right? The camera's on him, and then Shador comes, does the same drill, and he's like, you got to get it out faster, get the ball out faster. Right after he went after Cam, and I'm like, okay, I see what you're talking about now.
I have I think I watch so much film that I have an eye for certain things, and I know when something doesn't look like right, when it doesn't look right. I'm not Coach Hayes. I haven't coached a bunch of football, but visually, I watch so much film of kids. I know when something looks, man, hey man, that looks a little. That goddamn ball got over here really fast, and even the DB, like the DB's not reacting. The damn wide receiver's barely getting there because the ball has jumped off his hand. And you know what I'm saying? That alone is going to give Jacoby George a lot of yak. That alone will get a guy like Ray open. And now I'm gonna go out and let me say this, bro. Restrepo looks faster. It looks like he's almost heard, like it could be confidence too. It could be confidence. Now as you get older, things slow down for you. And he looks faster. He looks like he's ready to run in space. Like he looks like he's ready to catch the ball and do a little more. It's just an enigma there when it comes to him, bro, because what he's done the first week of practice, man, is basically solidified who he is. And the fact that kind of like people didn't want him to come back. That's why I did that whole Twitter rant about him.
Restrepo?
Yeah.
I wanted Restrepo. I wanted Restrepo at Georgia. I think Restrepo goes to Georgia. I think Restrepo is the first round draft pick. The same talk we have about quarterback. If Restrepo transfers to Georgia, like Kobe Young, Restrepo is their leading
Right.
receiver next year.
Right.
I'm just being honest.
Right. Beck, I'm sure Beck will take him out. I was with Beck the other day.
Absolutely.
I was with Beck the other day. Beck done put some weight on, bro. He's like a big quarterback now.
He better. He got aspirations too.
Yeah. I mean, he if you look at his stats, he's done really well last year. And people don't realize that 3,900 yards, 24 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He did really well last year. Now he got NT in that running back. That shit's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, he losing piece on the outside. Let's be clear.
He got who he lost. He got
my man from
McConkey.
Rosemary.
Yeah, he picked up Kobe and Michael Jackson and kid from
That's what I'm
Vanderbilt.
saying. I don't know if I think X comes and takes a McConkey spot and is the best pure receiver on the roster.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if Kobe takes Rosemi's spot, and I think there's a freshman or a guy who's been waiting in the wings that could possibly outplay him. The same way we talking about Zay Horton and JoJo,
right?
They've been got guys like that at Georgia. Like we just got one.
Right.
They've been doing that for at least 6 years now. Like, so I don't know if he's on the field, cool. But I would, and I hate to sound like a hater like when I say this, but I don't see him having a bigger impact than Lawrence Cager did when he got to Georgia.
You don't think so? Lawrence Cager did his
now.
thing. Lawrence Cager. I just saw Lawrence Cager working out, bro, with good gold feet the other day. He did his thing.
I'm not saying he didn't. I just say I don't know if he has a. Now, granted, Lawrence Cager ended up going to the NFL, becoming a tight end, getting transitioned. You know what I'm saying? So he has to change his body now, and but I don't know. I don't see. I wish nothing but the best for Kobe Young. I would love for him to do that. That would be a great tale, and I think he would solidify him if he ends up being that guy. But
you see, McConkey is an alien.
What are you doing at combine? He ran something crazy, I think. I know he ran faster than James.
Did he?
Yeah.
McConkey was hurt last year, though. He was hurt most of the year.
Well, they got the Chiefs getting Larry McConkey. That's a fucking cheat code, man.
I think the biggest thing is him getting Carson getting NTN over there. That running back, Florida running back. I think that's the biggest thing. I think if you could run the ball, it just opens everything else up.
I'm just glad we ain't got to play him. I don't think he's better than his brother for the record, but I'm just glad we ain't got to play him.
You don't think he's good as good as his brother?
That dude ran a 4.39 at the 40.
Who, McConkey? Did he? Oh man. Did he?
6'3". They say he's 6 foot. I don't know where you get that 6'3" from.
Nah, he ain't 6'3".
He's 6 foot.
A 4.39. Wow.
Man, that boy sliding. And he didn't play last year?
He was hurt on and off. He was on and off. He was hurt. He was limping. He'll be out there. Then he'll be limping again. So he really have his guys last year. And he still threw for 3,900 yards. Yeah, I kind of talked to him about the Bama game. And that's the first time I saw him that season. They let him go. And he kind of opened up. And I was like, bro, you rarely ever see a team score at the end of a game and then Alabama's offense get the ball and just drive it downfield and end the game. I said, what was wrong with the defense, man? And I think that's what the problem of the team was. The defensive line wasn't as strong. They got the ball and just drove right back down and ended the game. Like, you rarely see that when one team captures the momentum. especially when it's like a mural at quarterback. It's not like, you know what I'm saying, you got Tua back there at quarterback or some shit.
Alabama has had a fair shit. Like they've definitely been diverse when it comes to the quarterback room. They've had all kinds of different calibers of people back there, and they somehow still successful, man. So
yeah. So Matt, before we get out of here, bro, I want to talk to you about something. I don't know. Did you see Nick Saban's comments on why
about
he
NIL?
left?
Yep.
Right. So for I'll sum it up for some people, and I'm gonna ask you what's your feeling on it. Basically, Nick Saban said he didn't like how his kids responded after they lost to Georgia. He didn't lost to Michigan. He didn't like the way they responded in a loss. And I'll give y'all a little quick backstory. And then he said when he had his exit interviews, most of the questions was either, am I a sure shot to play? And then how much you gonna pay me? And he said he got to the point where he realized that, hey, maybe what I have learned to do doesn't motivate them or work anymore. Real short backstory. I was at a house with Dallas Turner and Will Johnson was there. Dallas Turner, the Alabama defensive end, literally told Will Johnson and the tight end from Colston from Michigan. We all at the house chilling. Man, this SEC shit different, bro. Y'all gonna get. He basically was like, the SEC shit different. Like, y'all gonna get to the playoffs and lose like y'all do every year. This is Dallas Turner talking. Y'all gonna lose like you lose every year. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the Michigan guys are a little more humble. Will Johnson didn't back down. Will Johnson was the MVP of the goddamn national championship, the cornerback. He didn't back down, but Dallas was talking crazy. He was, you know what I'm saying? Very, really cocky. And for it to end the way it ended, Dallas committed to the NFL right there on the field. You know what I'm saying? Now that kind of goes together, doesn't it? like he kind of talked himself into a corner and all right, fuck it. Well, listen, I'm first round. I'm finna run a 4-3. I don't give a fuck. I'm out. But basically Nick Saban said, "Oh man, maybe my way is wearing off." What you thought about that, Mitty?
Yeah, man, I'm Benzes and them Chargers ain't hitting the same no more, man. These boys driving Lambo trucks. Boys are driving Uruses and Cullinans.
What they driving?
Lamborghini Uruses and Cullinans. Yeah. Shout out to Nick Saban. You know what I'm saying? I think I saw the writing on the wall. I didn't see it being as sudden and as urgent as it was, but I saw this about 2 years ago. I saw the introduction of NIL that at some point, and I just seen the emergence of Georgia, then winning back to back and being like, man, the teacher the student has surpassed the teacher. It's kind of hard to keep up. Kirby Smart's a lot more impressionable. He's in my backyard. I can't get rid of him. He's in my conference. He can relate. And that's why I kind of started starting that. And then they ended up winning that game to keep them. And I vividly remember Kirby Smart's plea to get both teams in the playoff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know how the ratings looked when Georgia played Alabama for a national championship, but that was garbage. The fact that two SEC teams can be positioned in a way that kind of wrote, to what college football is transforming into, and then seeing Nick Saban just kind of losing recruits to Mario. People forget, like, Mario took Julius Kinder from Nick Saban. Now, granted, Julius Kinder didn't do anything here, but that was a signing day win. You know what I'm saying? So I think just kind of understanding, like, hey, the same allure that I used to have, the talent that I used to be capable of putting out, like, and then the money is kind of changing some things for me. And, I think Nick Saban was probably under the impression that all that money stuff that can happen over, we've been winning. We've been the standard. So how dare a kid come and ask me, like what guarantees do I have and how much you paying me? Like, right. I'm Nick Saban, goddammit. Like, The fuck?
But
that
yeah,
them kids don't care about none of that shit. Like, that's cool. How much are you paying? Are you not cool? I'm going to Ohio State.
I mean that goes to show, bro. Like nothing stays the same.
Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill,
Everything
y'all.
everything changes. Nothing stays. Everything changes. Nothing stays the same, man.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Saban had a strong stranglehold on college football. A
Yep.
strong one. A couple rules change, and boom. It slipped out from under it slipped out from under his hands. And I don't think he's the only one. I think a lot of these guys that dug their feet in college football and got their systems and figured it out. And I think a lot of them are going to have a rough time with those conversations that Nick Saban. And it's going to be a new breed of coach that comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the same breed of coach that's in the NFL, right?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think they're gonna have to be a lot younger, more relatable. Someone like Sarkisian is gonna thrive very soon. I don't know if he's gonna get them to a national championship, but from a development standpoint, like, he's one of those guys that on the younger side, then seen some adversity as a coach. We dress up, do a lot of those things that relate to recruits, and they got Texas oil money. So for him, I see someone like him being it. But even then, he better be having some young up and comer on the rise underneath him. Like, this is the reality that we live in today. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be able to be approachable and consistent in your message while also being relatable. And if you can't, well, and I think that's what a lot of old school, hardened, very callous mindsets are still in college football. And I see them, instead of like being like an NFL mindset, I just see them leaving. Like, those callous guys that can't really be relatable and they're just all about the technique and the grind and the process, we see them taking NFL jobs. Because they got a front office to deal with that money crap. I don't gotta come in there and sell no kid on what I'm gonna pay you and none of that garbage. There's a front office that can deal with that. Right. I just want you to come here and develop, be the best player you can be, and get to the league. So I think that's why I kind of disagree with that. I think those kids don't care about that. They want to get to the bag. They want insurance. And it's gonna have to take a very different type of mindset to be able to establish that. I think it's why you see guys like Tom Izzo at Michigan State, and Roy, whatever the guy's name is at North Carolina, and even Boeheim, all these great college coaches, Coach K at Duke. For basketball, they saw that AAU shit and all them kids getting paid. It was like, yeah, I'm done with this. They all walked away right from the game. Y'all got it.
Yeah.
It bled over to football.
Right. So and it's not going to change anything. It's just going to breed a new head coach. I think the game always evolves. I don't think the game. Yeah, I think the game is always evolving. I think everything in life evolves. It's going to take a guy that's hungry to be a head coach, and he's going to come in and he's going to be willing to deal with it. Because he's probably been waiting, you know what I'm saying, for years to be a head coach, and they'll figure it out. But yeah, somebody said the way Saban looked when he walked through that tunnel after that game, they knew it was over. He looked rough, dog.
I can believe it.
He looked
dead ass. I can believe it, man. Like I said, I think there's a lot of Harbaugh. We talked about that 2 seasons ago. Harbaugh possibly going back to the NFL. They can't. These coaches don't feel like they can keep up. Like there's huge age gaps between these kids. They're relatable. These kids, man. Look, you had to wait to see a person in like another person in another school in person and be like, hey man, like even if you were getting paid under the table, you had to have a conversation, you know what I'm saying? Because it was illegal, right? Now you're in a position where, hey, so and so said they're gonna give me this much. How much they paying you over there? I bet I'm coming out for an official. Like that. As soon as you leave the coach office, like, and that's hard. Like you can't develop and establish relationships like you want to. Mario right now seems to be thriving in this shit. He really is. Is it sustainable? I don't know. I hope he got that part figured out. But Rose said he's seen a GM. We had one, and you know I ain't gonna get into all that, but that may not always be the answer. They may not always be the answer. You know what I'm saying? It's deeper than that. Like, but once again, like, and I've always had my feelings about nothing against Nick Saban, but I absolutely believe there was some unsavory underground things happening with Nick Saban that kind of helped lead him to that, helped guide him to that success. Whether it was, you know, the fact that he owned 2 dealerships in Tuscaloosa, and ironically after signing all these kids, suddenly popped up with Chargers and Benzes. Or you know what I'm saying, like just it's documented, man. Just seeing Alabama players with lumps of cash holding up to their ear like a phone, or doing the money sleeve. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that's a coincidence. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, weird, but and this is pre-NIL, so maybe he realized like I can't keep up, right? I can't keep up with South Beach.
South Beach. You think he worried about South Beach now?
Yes.
I doubt it, dog.
Yes, 1,000%. This is the same man who said no one will outwork Mario Cristobal. That's why when all these fans hate on Cristobal, his coaching prowess, as long as you keep recruiting these studs here and you get the hell out the way your coach is, I'm never gonna feel bad about recruiting.
That's his value.
Yeah. And then you got to sell Tuscaloosa, Alabama versus Miami, Florida. Where's the conversation?
That's where, I mean, I think that's where Mario brings his value.
Yeah, you want to feel about him as a coach, you know what I'm saying? But yes, that's exactly where his value is driven from.
Right. It's his recruiting. That's, let me see. I'm trying to find this. But yeah, that's where
Coach Hayes.
Hayes in the building. Hayes in the building. Wow, Mama made it TV bits. What he said? Footballville Mama made the DB mitts so they could stop holding in practice. Them thing was wild. Them thing was wild, man. I ain't ever seen them thing before. Hey, that's something your defense used to use at Jackson. I wonder if everybody know what we're talking about. If you're here, man, yeah, hit the like button. I'm gonna see if I can put a picture up. If you're here, man, hit the like button. We about to wrap this up.
Chris Might just locked up the number 1 D-line prospect for 25 and 26. I don't understand what they're saying. You got a recruit coming?
That's what Cristobal does, dog.
Like I said, he got something to sell them. Deeper than like I said, it's easy to sell Miami. We heard him say it before. People, oh man, I went to Louisville, I went to Florida, and they had a Lambo on my photo shoot. It's like, motherfucker, we got Lambos driving on the street. That's normal to us. That's regular to us. We got guineas rolling around. That's regular. Shout out to Duke there.
That's regular.
Like, yeah, like that's not new. What? Who cares? And to these kids, like I said, man, like the stuff that used to be simple and stuff that used to like appease the kids before they had NIL, like I don't think it resonates the same anymore. You got to sell a location too. Location.
Locational. You say location. But Matty, man, listen, let's run up out of here, bro. Anything else you want to get out there for you?
Nah, man. Appreciate everybody who appreciate, first of all, shout out all the villains. We tried something new. I don't know, Street, you gonna do that again?
Yeah, that was cool, man. I thought that was cool. We'll do that for the villains. Explain to the people what you're talking about.
Essentially, we had shout out to Kyle. Kyle kind of hosted a Discord, like our Discord sessions that we have, but we kind of broadcasted it live on YouTube as well as it was on Twitter. So we made it like a space, right, on Twitter too. Essentially,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so we kind of multi-platformed it out so that more people learn about it. You see that IOD squad down below, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of like the primary focus, but we also have rooms for our Canes fans, people who are trying to learn about everything. Like we said, from Bitcoin to ball, that's what we talk about, right? So we had an opportunity to kind of put that out there. So appreciate everybody from doing that. Shout out to all the villains who got that access. It's a very exclusive thing. And they get all the information first, right? Like we give live updates as they happening, at practice, because Street is there and he's kind of putting things out. So shout out to y'all for that. Shout out to everybody, in here watching. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button. We just hit 24K. It says 2.41 now. So we got 100 subs in this stream. Shout out to y'all. Obviously it's spring break, so news might be slow, but the chat talking about we about to be getting some recruit soon. So if anything happens, X will definitely let you know. You'll still be doing a stream on Wednesdays, 7:30. Right. And shout out to everybody watching, man. We appreciate y'all. You can be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. So
that boy say you can be anywhere where it was. Listen, 786-459-499. If you want to get down with IOD squad, Johnny Law came here and say shout out to Bitcoin. Yeah, because Bitcoin has touched its all-time high this week twice, and it's going to bust through its all-time high. So it's doing exactly what we thought it would do, exactly what me and Mehdi been talking about for years. Shout out to Mehdi, man. Mehdi
pause real quick.
Mehdi got
before you put that shout out. Did you hear what you just said?
What?
You said we've been talking about this for years.
We have.
Which means what the channel's a little less than a year old, right?
Yeah.
We've been on here. I've been on Footballville. We told you, once again, we're not financial advisors. Shout out to the boss at the bottom, but we told y'all, hey, Bitcoin's down, it's gonna go back up. We said it.
Yeah,
we said it more than once. We said it on multiple occasions on this platform and told y'all, hey, buy it now. I was a little bit pressed when I saw it drop down below 30K. I remember watching other YouTubers come out and say it will never cross 30K again. Bitcoin's down. People who made their money and their profits off of Bitcoin was telling me on YouTube it will never cross 30K again. Now I don't know if that was by design or what.
Yeah. I wish I could go through all of lives and when I pull up the chart and I talk to them about Bitcoin, I wish I can go find them all and just put them in a because the other night I was showing you guys SHIB. I had a little money sitting in SHIB for a while now. Mm-hmm. It was $160 and it turned into $800. It went back to like $600, but that's some crazy percentage, bro. That's like 300% on your money. And some of these cryptos, yeah. So when I say Bitcoin, what I'm really saying is cryptos, like Johnny Law saying, SHIB, Ethereum, because when Bitcoin go, it all goes. Now, none of them are equal to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is
it's the granddaddy of them all. It's like the Rose
right.
Bowl
It's Bitcoin sits on a blockchain that may solve our money issue in America when it comes to people controlling your money. Bitcoin may solve that because of the technology that it was made on. So when I'm saying Bitcoin, I mean basically crypto, because there are smaller cryptos that will outpace Bitcoin because they're smaller. Like SHIB is up something crazy 400% in a week. Like Bitcoin won't do that because it's so big. But shout out to Medi though. Medi, how much you up on the video? Medi up about $10,000 on the video. $10,000. Just sitting there. You ain't gotta do nothing with it. All you gotta do is watch it, right? And be patient.
Man, like I
Yeah.
said, and once again, I'm not a financial advisor, trading financial advisor, but we give you advice, and that's what it is, advice of things that you should consider, right? And that's all IOD Squad is. That's all we're trying to do. We're trying to, we not.
Well, literally, I showed you what I do. Literally, I show you what I do, and it's up to you to copy it. Now, we're not financial advisors. So we only talk about what we're doing, right? And we show you over and over again until it hits you in the head. This is what we would do. Like Medi made money on the video. He could have begged you to get in the video, but it's up to you. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you.
And you know what happened? I posted that shit on Instagram. Everybody in my DM. Damn, man, how much? I was like, it's too late now. It's up. You can't buy it now. Like what you did. I was like, I told him what my plan was. I was like, now you need to take what I give you. I'm not a financial advisor, but take my advice and go find. Basically, what it is, it's just. I'm not Miss Cleo. I don't predict the future, but I just watch how the market moves, trends, analysis, looking into like, okay, what's going to be popular in the future, and then I just make my investment off that. I don't make money off of everything. That's one success story, right? That's just one positive, like, oh shit, look at that, that's great. I've taken a bunch of losses, right? Biggest thing is don't invest nothing you're not wanting to lose. If you want to put all your money in parlays on Hard Rock, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Hard Rock. This is not a paid advertisement. And Prize Picks, you can invest in the stock market because you lose your money in that and then just move on with the rest of your life, right? But if you want something that's always shown to have a return investment, regardless of what happens, but y'all do what y'all want to do. It's y'all money.
Yeah, do what y'all want to do. But yeah, bro. So 786-459-49. The link should be in the description. It should be down there, man. If you want to get down with it, bro, just come watch us. Basically, you just watch us trade. You can ask any question you want to ask. And you watch us trade. We put out plays. We put out the plays we jumping in, and you could just copy them if you want to. It's up to you. But we advise y'all to do your own due diligence and learn. Pull up some YouTube videos every now and then and learn something on your own. But I mean, if you've been with us, if you've been a villain, you've heard us talk about Bitcoin when it was 40,000, when it went down to 25, when it went to 15, and Rick Ross was laughing at it. And now it's going to touch an all-time high. And once it breaks through 70, it's going to 80, 90, and it'll probably be 100,000 by the end. Listen, Kathy Wood says it's going to be $1 million in 5 years.
And we're not telling you to buy a Bitcoin. We're telling you could buy some of a Bitcoin, hold it, and then
just hold it. We just hold it. Like in Bitcoin I buy right now, just hold it for the next 5 years.
Any crypto, just hold on to it.
Yeah. I mean, we're so used to our money just disappearing. Like, it's okay for your money to make money. It's okay. It's okay.
It'll probably drop down again. If we're being honest, it'll probably drop down again. You'll probably lose some money.
It will. It will, but that's when you're supposed to. That's when I buy more. Let's get up out of here, dog. For the SEC, come get us.
Not that SEC.
Not that SEC. But yeah, y'all hit the like button, share, man. We out of here. No practice this week. So we'll basically be the same in Space Wednesday. We should be on here every Sunday, man, with Crib Talk, and we may add a day this week. But man, y'all hit the like button, share. If you ain't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and hit the alert bell if it's still there. That's Medium Street, man, and we out of here.
Yes, sir.